Until 2010, Drake and JayZ were on good terms. They made songs together and appeared on stage. But in 2010, Drake said in his song, Thank Me Now, your idols become your rivals. You can be friends with Michael Jordan, but to survive, you gotta surpass him like Allen Iverson. Everyone said that these words were aimed at JayZ because Jay considered himself the Michael Jordan of rap. At that time, Lil Wayne and Drake announced that they were making a joint album. Later, Kanye West and JayZ announced that they were making a joint album. Upon hearing this, Drake started acting like he invented the concept of a joint album. He implied that JayZ and Kanye West were imitating Drake and Lil Wayne. He said in an interview, we're making a joint album and the other two rappers are doing the same thing. I wonder where they got this idea from. Now, with this interview, we started to think that Drake and JayZ are not on good terms. In 2011, JayZ and Kanye West announced the name of their joint album. The name of the album was Watch the Throne. They released a single before this album. In this song, JayZ dissed Birdman because Birdman said that Lil Wayne had more money than JayZ. Birdman said, I don't think JayZ is the #1 MC in no kind of way. Wayne's the best. He do the most and he make the most money. I don't think no nigga in the business make more money than us. How can you be the best if you don't make the most money? And you don't do the most lyrically? Come on, man, be for real. Can't nobody fuck with Wayne? If you #1 and you ain't getting no money, it don't mean nothing. When JayZ heard this, he got very angry and wrote the song HAM after punching the overpriced paintings in his living room and calming down. In this song, he said, I'm like, really half a Billy Mile nigga, really? You got baby money. Birdman's nickname was Baby, and JayZ was clearly dissing Birdman. The same year the song I'm on One was released. Drake was also on this song and said, I'm just feeling like the throne is for the taking, watch me taking. This was a clear reference to JayZ and Kanye West, and it was clear that there was a beef. While everyone was talking about it, Drake took to Twitter and denied dissing JayZ. But, you know, Drake doesn't play this game openly. Lil Wayne then released Carter 4. In this song, Lil Wayne responded to JayZ. He used his legendary punchline skills and said, talking about baby money? I got your baby money. Kidnap your bitch. Get that how much you love your lady money. Drake was also on the song, and Drake supported Lil Wayne like a little brother, supporting his big brother in a fight. In 2009, Drake was nominated for the Grammys, but JayZ won that year. Drake felt there was an injustice here. He remained angry for 2 years. He spoke about it in an interview in 2011. He said he deserved that award. The same year, Drake released his album, Take Care. The album received incredible attention. JayZ wrote a congratulatory note for this album. He sent this note to Drake. In this note, JayZ congratulated Drake on his great success. Drake shared this note on his website. We thought that the two mended after this subtle gesture. There was a peaceful rivalry between them. JayZ confirmed this in an interview in 2013. He said, I am Michael Jordan and Drake is Kobe Bryant. There is respect between us, but there is also rivalry. We do this rivalry the right way. In the same year, Drake released his album, Nothing Was the Same. JayZ was also on the song Pound Cake, and it was obvious from the first second that the song would be a huge classic. Many people argue that the two were actually dissing each other in this song, but I don't really agree with that. Sometimes rappers brag randomly and say they are better than others. It's not always necessary to consider these as diss. After the album was released, Drake went on a radio show. He was asked about his relationship with JayZ. Drake said things like, we get along very well, and he's a very good mentor. He's always been guiding me. We've always gotten along very well, and now we get along very well. Now, that didn't seem right or sincere to me, because in previous years, JayZ had already been dissing Birdman and Lil Wayne. They were responding to JayZ. Drake was also joining them, and I don't think JayZ is very approachable. In other words, I don't think he would get close enough to Drake to mentor him and spend time with him. Drake probably said those things because he was thinking of saying nice things in front of people and continuing the rivalry behind the scenes. Both artists respected each other and continued the rivalry. So was there a time in this rivalry where they gave up on respect and played dirty? We'll talk about that in a moment. Drake and JayZ were on good terms for a while before something negative happened. Drake criticized JayZ in an interview. JayZ is someone who buys expensive art and mentions it in his songs. Drake said he didn't like it. JayZ can't write lyrics without making art references anymore, he said. I want to be a collector too, but I think it's corny to mention it in rap songs. It was a clear disrespect. JayZ responded even more harshly. JayZ called Drake Mrs. Drizzy. I apologize for talking so much art. I'm such an idiot for rapping about stuff I actually bought. When all these rappers are rapping about guns they've never fired. It was a really powerful response. Drake continued the feud by releasing a song called Draft Day. He said he draws pictures with his flows. Then the Toronto Raptors and Brooklyn Nets game played. We know JayZ supports the Brooklyn Nets, and Drake is a huge Toronto Raptors fan since he's Canadian. Drake went to watch the game, and he dissed JayZ again. In the interview, he said, we are the people's team. We are here to support our team, but I don't see JayZ here. He is probably eating expensive food somewhere right now. In 2014, JayZ was a guest on the song They Don't Love You No More. In this song, he clearly dissed Drake. He said, the haters want to play with us, so I'll tie my laces. You in the wrong sport, kid. You're soft as a lacrosse team. Lacrosse is a popular sport in Canada. It is also preferred by children from wealthy families. Drake was Canadian and did not have a background like JayZ. JayZ accuses Drake of being a privileged person. He says he was already from the upper class and opportunities were given to him. On the other hand, JayZ and rappers like him have achieved success by working from scratch. That's why Drake's tough guy attitude has always been seen as funny by other rappers. Lacrosse players may have looked like tough guys on the field, but they couldn't live in the environment JayZ lived in. They had none of the hardships he had. In this song, JayZ explained that he was superior to other rappers and Drake in every way. In 2015, Drake's new album, If You Reading This, It's Too Late, was released. Drake hadn't forgotten JayZ in this album. In the song 6 p.m. in New York, Drake talked to himself by looking at himself through the eyes of others. He wrote lyrics as if someone else was criticizing him. He said the following about himself in this song: yeah, boy, you rapping like you seen it all. You rapping like the throne should be the three of y'all. JayZ and Kanye West called themselves The Throne, and they had an album called Watch the Throne. Drake says that he is also a part of them with these words. He says, I am on the same level as you. I am one of the three kings of rap. By the way, a few years ago, Kanye West said on stage, Drake's success forced us to be better. His pressure made us do a joint album. If it wasn't for Drake, we wouldn't have done a joint album with JayZ. In the same year, JayZ founded a streaming platform called Tidal. This music service was a platform like Spotify and Apple Music. Unlike them, it promised to pay artists much more fairly. The money paid to artists per stream was more than Spotify and iTunes. JayZ aimed to bring justice to the music world with Tidal. We were really excited in those days. JayZ took many artists with him when he announced this platform. Rihanna, Madonna, Usher, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, and J. Cole were supporting this new platform. According to the rumors, an offer was also made to Drake, but Drake rejected this offer. Instead, he made a deal with Apple Music for $19 million. The summer of 2015 was going very well for rap listeners because there was a Meek Mill versus Drake feud. If you want me to make a detailed video about that, I can. Drake also mentioned the Apple Music deal in his first diss to Meek Mill. He used the word entitled here. With this word, JayZ's Tidal platform is heard very closely. In 2016, Drake released a song called Summer 16. In this song, he dissed JayZ again. Drake said, I used to want to be on JayZ's record label, but now I'm JayZ. This was a pretty bold statement. Drake now found himself as successful, influential, and powerful as JayZ. That same year, JayZ responded to Drake in his song, I Got the Keys. In that song, JayZ said, in order for you to be me, you have to own the rights to your own songs. JayZ owned the rights to his own songs. In other words, most of the income from the songs went into his own pocket, but Drake's rights were shared by the companies and bosses. Drake also got a certain share. Afterwards, Drake released the song Sneaking with 21 Savage. Drake said in this song, you didn't get your rights right away either. You had to wait for other guys. So be patient. JayZ bought his own song rights in 2015. In other words, Drake says, you used to share your rights with others. I'll get my rights sooner than later. Let me explain the issue of buying your rights as follows. The artist pays a certain amount of money to the record company they are affiliated with. In return for that money, your own song rights are transferred to you. After that agreement, your earnings are not shared with the company, or only a certain part of it goes to the company. In 2017, JayZ was on tour, and he made an interesting surprise at his Canadian concert. He sang on stage using the beats of two of Drake's songs. It was really cool to hear JayZ's flow in Drake's beats. This move is a kind of respect move, but it can also mean I can rap better than you on the beats you use, and I'm doing it in your city. In 2018, Drake released his album, Scorpion. In the album's first song, Drake says, "I sat down with the GOAT and talked about the things we say to each other. This was a good sign." There was also a JayZ feat on this album. This duet showed that the two were on good terms. However, there was a strange detail. JayZ said something interesting in the song. He said, "You killed X and let Zimmerman live. The streets are over now." When he said X, he was referring to XXX and many people associated his death with Drake. There were many rumors that Drake had this done. JayZ's reminder of him was interpreted by many as a strategic move. According to the comments, JayZ was secretly dissing Drake in his own song. George Zimmerman was a white man who killed an unarmed black teenager. According to JayZ, there was no justice left in the streets. In 2019, Drake spoke about his relationship with JayZ. Drake said, "I think Jay has a lot of respect for me, and he knows the huge amount of respect I have for him, and we both enjoy that rivalry. He picks on the young guy, and I try to show that I'm strong." And in 2024, this fight flared up again. Lil Wayne was being talked about Super Bowl performance. However, the decision was changed. It was announced that Kendrick Lamar would perform at the Super Bowl. The person who decided who would perform at the Super Bowl was JayZ himself. Lil Wayne was greatly disgraced. Lil Wayne was the man who made Drake famous. He was his master. That's why Drake and Nicki Minaj took to Twitter and started spreading fire. Afterwards, Drake shared an interesting Instagram story. This story was quite funny and provocative. Beyonce's sister Solange and JayZ are in this photo. In 2014, JayZ cheated on Beyonce. When Beyonce's sister found out, she slapped JayZ in the elevator. The whole world talked about the video. Drake shared this on his story in 2024 and reminded us of this incident again. In fact, I think this was the most irreversible move of this beef. Up until now, there was a rivalry between them that continued with respect, but I don't think it will stay like this anymore. If you liked the video, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day.